So, I wanted to make a short little video for you guys because there have been a lot of rumors about me that made their way to me. I'm going to tell you which ones are not true. So, first one is that I don't have a driver's license. So, there's somebody that has been perpetuating a rumor that I do not have a driver's license. And I think that it is because I had a DUI when I was 22. And it's true that my license was taken away for 3 weeks after my court date, but that was after my court date. As in June of 2022, I want to say. And it was only for 3 weeks at that time. I have my driver's license. And I have a full driver's license and no more restrictions anymore because it's been 3 years. So that's what it is about that. Second rumor, I did not flunk out of college. People have been saying that I flunked out of college. I did not flunk out of college. As a matter of fact, I'm going back to college because I'm working as a janitor at my local community college now as a contractor. So I decided to go back, and I'm starting in August, and I'm going to be studying liberal arts for an associate's degree. But I did not flunk out of college. What happened, it was a mixture of three factors, okay? So my grandfather moved in to live with us at the very start of my sophomore year. Um, and I was driving just about every weekend up and down the road, 3 hours each way to help out. And it was really wearing on me. And also, in my second semester, sophomore year, Austin committed suicide, and it really made my grades take a nosedive, and it made my mental health take a nosedive, which I've only recently gotten out of. It took me 7 years. I had to find a really good freaking therapist to get me out of it. And I started therapy in March, and it's going really well for me. Um, and the third reason was because I was on drugs and I needed to get off of drugs, and I did. Um, so, third rumor that has been told about me is that I've been fired from three dog kennels for not being a good worker with dogs. That's not true. So, the first kennel I worked at was the SPCA. I worked there for 11 months. And I got fired from there in an amicable release, and I was allowed to come back and give donations. And then one day I gave a donation, they gave me a no trespass, and that was the end of that. And they also did a whole bunch of stuff calling me a stalker and shit because I found one of my former coworkers who was tagged in a photo with one of my friends on Facebook. Such a stalker, right? Yeah, right. She was in a picture, so I sent her a message. It was like, hey, thinking about you, hope you're doing good. And she still has never opened it. They called me a stalker for that. So that's what happened with the first kennel. The second kennel, it was like 2 years later was when I started there, and I worked there for about 16 months. And I wasn't fired because of anything with the dogs. I was fired because of behavioral issues and because of mistakes. And at the very end, the last 3 weeks, they had a conversation with me about my music, and I know that my music has a part of why I'm no longer there as well. I don't talk about them anymore. I don't think they're talking about me anymore. I think that this is a rumor that's perpetuated by the internet and by hearsay. My third kennel I was not fired from at all. I worked there for 10 months. I worked on the overnight shift, and I was sick of it because they treated me like shit. They gave me minimum wage, and I worked by myself in the cold and the dark, and my mental health was just deteriorating, and I had no money, and it was fucking terrible. So that is what happened with the three kennels. Do not say anything besides those, because those are the facts. That's the reality. Um, another another one that's really funny is that I'm homeless living out of my car. No, I'm not. I live with my parents. I live with my parents in their basement, and I'm saving up to get, first, to get a new car, and second, to get an apartment. Um, the fifth rumor, this is one that you should believe, is that I know a whole bunch of famous rappers, and it's because I know a whole bunch of famous rappers. You can check my DMs, you can check my phone, you can check all that shit. I talk on the phone, I talk in DMs, I talk all that shit. I've worked with Harry Mack in a tutelage sort of way. He gave me lessons. So, I mean, like, yeah, I have some connections out there. The sixth one is that I don't actually have as many sales and streams as I do have, and I do have as many sales and streams as I do have. The total is around 17.1 mil. If you add up the albums that have individually sold over a million, not sold, sold and streamed, because most of my sales are in the thousands. So the streams are where it's really getting up and up and up. And that's something that I have not yet explained to you guys, but it's the streams. It's the streams that drive it up. And basically, I have more than 5 million on Year 22 The World Trade Show. It's my most popular. I have more than 3 million on Epic Poetry. I have more than 1 million on Evolution, and very soon I will have 1 million on I'm Not a Famous Rapper, I'm Steve. That's the next fastest growing one. I'm going to soon have 4 platinum records, and people are going to still say, oh, he's delusional, all that shit, but I'm not really worried about that, because that's just become a part of my reality now. I just let those people say what they're going to say. They're going to comment either way. So I'm not really worried about what they're going to say. I'm just worried about getting the truth out there. And the truth out there is that, yes, I have found some moderate success with my music so far. And it's a lot bigger than all of my platforms combined on social media, and that's a huge blessing. That's not something that I take lightly. It's a big responsibility. I have rappers in freestyles saying trade, trade, trade all the time. They're talking about me. I have people in songs saying trade, trademark. There's a song called Trademark USA, for fuck's sake. Come on, people. You know that I have this reach. You know that I'm doing this stuff. Stop saying that I'm not. And it's like, I'm just at the point where it's like setting the record straight. And some people, they're going to say, the record's not straight because you don't have photographic proof. I have photographic proof, and I showed it to my therapist, but I'm not going to show it to you because that shit doesn't belong on the internet, and I record my own numbers. I'm an Eagle Scout. A Scout is trustworthy. I'm a Symphonian. Symphonians are honest. I do not lie. I have a pact to advance music in America, and I am fucking doing that. So stop trying to tell me that I'm not, okay? Just because people on the internet want to say what they want to say. I'm actually doing this. Okay, that's all the rumors that I wanted to get out of the way here. And I hope you have a wonderful morning, after, evening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.